He thought he was becoming a husband for the first time in his life. He had no idea he was husband number 12. 2 weeks after the wedding, 2 weeks, she asked him for $23,000. A sick relative back in China, she said. Medical bills. And here's what gets me about this. He didn't hesitate. Of course he didn't. He just married this woman. That's not a stranger asking for money. That's your wife. That's family. You don't interrogate your wife's dying grandmother's medical bills. You wire the money and you feel good about it, because that's what love is supposed to look like. He wired it. 2 weeks after that, again, 2 weeks, like clockwork, she told him something else. She didn't want to be married to him anymore. Read that timeline again. Married. Ask for money. Get the money. Leave. All inside of a month. By the time he understood what had actually happened to him, she was already gone. And she was already on paper somebody else's wife. I need you to sit with the number I'm about to give you because it's not going to feel real the first time you hear it. This woman did this 14 times, over 7 years, in the same county, using the same government office over and over again, like it was a loyalty program, and almost nobody caught her doing it. Here's the thing that actually disturbs me about this case. It's not that she did it once. People get conned once. It's that she built a system, a repeatable, reliable, almost boringly efficient system for taking everything a person has and disappearing. It usually started on WeChat, just a conversation. The kind of thing that happens to millions of people every single day and means absolutely nothing. Except with her, it wasn't nothing. She was warm, attentive, the kind of attention that makes a person feel like they've been chosen, like out of everyone she could be talking to, she picked them. That feeling, that's not an accident. That's the entire product she was selling. And then it moved fast. Too fast if you're looking at it from the outside, but from the inside, when you're the one being made to feel special, fast feels like passion, not a warning sign. Within weeks, sometimes days, she'd bring up marriage. Not as a joke, not as some far-off daydream, as the obvious next step. Here's the detail that I think is the smartest and most disgusting part of this entire operation. She never asked for money before the wedding. Think about why that matters. Before you're married, you're still allowed to be suspicious of someone. It's normal to wonder if a new partner's story adds up. But after the wedding, after there's a certificate, a shared name, a legal bond that the government itself just signed off on, suspicion starts to feel like a betrayal of your own spouse. She wasn't just conning these men. She was using their own decency as the weapon against them. Then came the story, almost always some version of the same one. A sick family member, back in China, needing money for treatment they couldn't get any other way. And who says no to that? You just married this person. You don't cross-examine your spouse's dying relative. You help. That's the whole point of being married to someone. The money would go out, and then nothing. Calls unanswered, messages left unread. She was gone, the money was gone, and legally, so was the marriage that was supposed to mean something. That's the pattern, one version of it. Now watch how many times she ran it. One man gave her $40,000 for that sick relative story. 40,000. Gone. He never saw a cent of it again, and as far as we know, there was never actually a sick relative to begin with. Another man married her, and 2 weeks after the wedding, handed over $23,000 for the exact same reason. 2 weeks after that, she was done with him. Not because the relative recovered, not because anything resolved. She just told him she didn't want to be married anymore. She'd gotten what she came for. I want you to notice something. That's not a scam that unraveled. That's a scam that succeeded, completely, exactly as planned. A third man lost $20,000 to what police say was nearly the same word for word. But the fourth one, this is the one that actually made me angry when I read it. This man didn't rush into anything. He wasn't reckless. He dated her for a full year first. A full year of dinners, holidays, meeting each other's families, building the kind of ordinary life together that makes a person feel secure. When she brought up saving for a house together, it didn't sound like a con to him. Why would it? It sounded like a future, like the payoff for a year of doing everything right. He and his family pulled together $30,000 toward that house. The moment he handed it over, she was gone. Not slowly, not with excuses that trailed off over weeks. Just gone. He couldn't find her anywhere, a full year of being careful. And it took less than a day to lose everything he'd built toward. And it wasn't only husbands, by the way. One woman told police that Chen ran an entirely separate scheme against her, writing bad checks off a man's account and walking away with another $40,000. So even the people who weren't romantically involved with her weren't safe. Here's what none of these men knew while it was happening to them. It was happening to other men, too, at the exact same time. This wasn't one marriage ending before the next one began. Investigators say that at points, she was legally married to 6 different men simultaneously. 6. Each one of them believing he was the only one, each one of them completely unaware that the woman he called his wife was, at that very moment, somebody else's wife too. And somebody else's. And somebody else's. And then there's the man who genuinely might have it worst of all. He was in the middle of legally annulling his marriage to her, trying to undo it, trying to get out, when he discovered she had already married someone else before his annulment was even finalized. She wasn't waiting for one marriage to end before starting the next. She didn't have to. Because as far as the system was concerned, nobody was checking. So here's the question that should genuinely be bothering you right now. How does one person walk into the same government office and file 14 marriage applications under 2 different names over 7 years, and nobody notices? The answer made me angrier than almost anything else in this case. The applications were all right there, on file, in the same county, this entire time. Nobody cross-referenced them. Nobody flagged the same face applying again and again and again. It wasn't a safeguard that finally caught up with her. It was the victims. Men who started comparing notes, who got suspicious enough to talk to each other, who eventually went to police on their own. The system didn't stop her. The people she hurt did what the system should have done years earlier. She was formally charged in August of 2024. Bigamy. Theft topping $100,000. And then, she just didn't show up to court. A warrant went out for her arrest. And for nearly 2 years, she kept living her life. Presumably still messaging men on WeChat. Possibly still getting married. Let that sink in. 2 years, while a warrant existed, while she was, on paper, a wanted woman. June 4th, 2026. Police get a tip. She's arranging to meet a new man at a Las Vegas restaurant. To discuss, of course, getting married. This time, they're already there waiting for her. Metro Police and Homeland Security investigators watch the meeting happen. Then they move. In her possession, a U.S. passport and a Nevada driver's license, both under the alias Vicky Liang. Same face as Jiaying Chen. When investigators check, the DMV has no record that license was ever legitimately issued. It was fake, front to back. She's arrested, 5 felony counts of bigamy, theft, forgery. And at the moment of her arrest, this is the detail I keep coming back to, she is still legally married to 6 men. All at once, all of them presumably still believing they married someone who loved them. Right now, she's sitting in the Clark County Detention Center on a $100,000 bail. Investigators say they're still combing through financial records and marriage filings, looking for victims who haven't come forward yet. 14 marriages, 7 years. A government system that never once stopped her on its own. It took the people she hurt to do what the system wouldn't. This case isn't finished, and knowing everything you just heard about her, neither is she. Subscribe to Criminal Files and hit the bell, because the next case is already coming and you do not want to miss it.